Hello, everybody. Joe Bagadons here. Welcome back to another episode of Umineko. Last time we left off, more threatening, mysterious phone calls. Ooh, from totally not just some made-up apparition from Lambda Delta and Bern Castell. You know, just fucking with Natsuki. I mean, yeah, she seems real easy to fuck with, and it's gotta be pretty fun. But you know, that's not very a nice thing to do. You know, that's very rude. But also, it probably never happened because we're in the box and things happen. Wait, except the first phone call happened before the 2 days, so who knows? I don't know, man. It's been a couple days since I recorded. I was real busy with work and school the past couple days, so I just didn't have time to record yesterday when I was supposed to. So now I'm recording right now, a day late, so that we can go up right away. Yeah, I had meant to get this recorded like last night. Not last night like yesterday last night, but last night as in last night, but it's the morning now, so it's still last night from now, even though it was the same day as today, but not today's night, which is in a couple hours. Like 12 hours. But you know what I mean. That was a perfect explanation with no flaws whatsoever. I just got called from work saying that, like, yeah, you know, you need to come in. Gotta redo some paperwork, whatnot. Don't worry, you're not in trouble. Everyone has to do it. Thank you. Thank you. Higher fucking. I don't even know who directed it that we had to do it, but whatever. It was done, and then I came back, and then I had to bust out my essays for school because they're due today at like midnight. So there was still plenty of time on the clock. But there's also the class discussion portion of it, which needs to get done also today. So, you know, I needed to submit it in time so that way my classmates who were normal people would wake up at normal times, like normal people, and would be there. And they could do it at whatever point in the day. I'd still get full points. But I still need to do my discussion. But, I did the hard work. The two essays sucked, but I'm a beast. Just A++ material right there. And I even remembered to cite my sources this time on my history assignment. Because last time I forgot, oh yeah, fuck, this is a college course. I actually need to provide sources. I can't just be like, I made it the fuck up, and that being good enough. Nah, I had to relearn how to cite a source for a paper. That was fucking awful. Because it's been almost like a decade since I've been out of high school, and man, my fucking intellectual acumen has dropped severely. Like a fucking cinder block in a vacuum. Just don't. I don't think too good no more. Probably not much help that I'm drinking a beer at. It's not even 9 a.m. yet. It's almost 9, but. Yeah. We do what we gotta do to get through the day. Anyway. Umineko. Was it someone's alarm clock? Also, my nose is like kind of nasally today. The weather's been funky. And I'm just going to make weird throat noises. A repetitive electronic beeping noise filled the room. Battler, who'd gone to bed late and hadn't had anywhere near enough sleep yet, covered his head with his blanket and waited for someone to turn off the alarm. But no matter how much time passed, the beeping didn't stop. I see. The point of an alarm clock isn't just to be loud enough to wake you up, but to be annoying enough to keep you from wanting to fall back asleep. Seeing that just makes me want to be like, hey, you guys. Fucking, oh god, what is that even from? Is that the Goonies? I think it's the Goonies. Hey, guys, the alarm's going off. Make it stop, please. Why do we always sound so annoyed when we first wake up? Well, it does make sense. After all, we're still sleepy and in a bad mood. However, there is absolutely no sign that my annoyed voice had caused anyone to turn over in their sleep, much less crawl out of bed to stop the alarm. Letting out a deep sigh, I flung the covers off me and got up. With the shutters down on the windows, there was almost no light getting in, and the room was as dim as it had been earlier. Even though the shutters hadn't been down, there was no way that this dull weather would let in enough sun to make this a pleasant morning. My cousins were still wrapped up in their beds, sound asleep, and taking no notice whatsoever of that beeping. Normally, once any one person gets up, the others tend to automatically follow. Annoyed that the law of consecutive summer camp awakenings that I had come up with had just been broken, I drowsily searched for the source of the sound. I heard it coming from a wristwatch set on the table. Judging by the style of the watch, it was probably George on the keys. Taking a random guess, I pushed a small button on the side of it, and the sound stopped. Apparently, it had been set for 7 in the morning. Is it already 7? Sorry, but I really don't feel like I've slept at all. Playing cards had been left on the table as though they had stopped mid-game. The game looked like 7s. I don't know how to play 7s. Ah, damn it. Got a piercing headache. What the hell was all that last night? That mountain of gold and the subsequent argument between our parents all feels like a bad dream. You want some Tylenol? You know, I'm a real adult and I just got fucking all sorts of medications on my desk next to me because I'm old and broken. And you never know what I'm gonna need. Actually, speaking of random medications, where's my nasal spray? I should have gave me some of that before I started recording. Helps get rid of some of the nasal, you know, clears the airways. Ooh. It's just a little saline solution one, so it's not like I was about to say get fucked up, but can you even get, like, high off, you know, nose spray? I'd imagine you can, but... Anyway. Hopefully it doesn't bother me too much, because one of the things with, like, nasal spray is, like, you do it and kind of get post-nasal drippy, and, you know, hopefully, you know, drinking this beer will flush that away. Normally, breakfast starts at 8. That wasn't a bad time to start getting up and getting dressed. The adults probably won't argue in front of us cousins. In that case, I think I'll stay with my cousins all day long. I'm sure they'll want to keep me away from all that annoying talk about the gold and being the successor and all. In fact, I should have done that in the first place. I slept with my clothes on last night too, so I'm drenched in sweat. Ugh, gross. I guess I'll take a shower. I'm sure the others want to too. At this age, it's embarrassing to wake them up by shaking their shoulders. If I turn the TV on, everyone will probably wake up. Well, let's at least turn the lights on for now. In this dim light, with the quiet sound of the continuing rain and wind, it really doesn't feel like morning's come yet. Oh, fucking appreciate that, bud. I flipped the light switch. And then, that dimly lit morning ended. As they clung to Aniki's corpse, knowing that he would never wake up again, Auntie Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi cried. I mean, do we know that? He's just like, you know, got a real bad nosebleed. When Auntie Ava tried even harder to cling to that corpse, Dad and Uncle Hideyoshi dragged her away and had a heated debate with her beside the wall. I mean, it's not fucking Frankenstein. Yeah, you fucking did. Dr. Nanjo shook his head slightly, then nodded across to where I stood. I softly pulled the blanket up and covered George Eniki's body. His throat had been split wide open. The wound was probably larger and deeper than his mouth. Oh. Like the entire? That's like all the way back to the spinal column. Oh. Did it look like a clean and neat corpse now with his neck, Did it look like a clean and neat corpse now that his neck was at least covered? Of course not. The large amount of blood that had spilled from the wound stained the bed a horrible dark red. Even covering him with a blanket couldn't hide the blood that had poured out. After all, there were large, deep red stains on the blanket too. So that even once he was covered with it, the gruesomeness of the body was still being thrust in our faces. So I stripped the blankets off my bed and placed the one on top. But I only had 2 blankets. So if I covered just one more body, I wouldn't be able to cover any more. Feeling pity for the ones I couldn't cover. For some reason, despite the situation, I muttered, "Don't complain about not getting the same as everyone else," inside my head.
Kirie, みんなに毛布をかけてやれ。風邪をひいちまう。
Kirie-san and I covered the other bodies with their blankets in the same way as George Eniki's, so that they wouldn't have to suffer the indignity of having their terrible wounds exposed like this anymore. In one bed rested Jessica. Jessica was exactly the same as George Eniki. Though she appeared to be resting quietly in the bed, her throat had been sliced deep and the wound lay open in a brutal way. And Maria was the same. Not only Maria, there was one more victim. Lying on the same bed, sleeping alongside her, was Auntie Rosa. George Eniki, Jessica, Maria, and Auntie Rosa. In this room were 4 people who had been killed, their throats sliced open. Pretty sure we already read their character profiles, not that they're dead last time when we started up. Discovered in the cousin's room, up floor of the guest house. Dark cause of death is unknown, but her neck was sliced open by a sharp blade. The wound was deep enough that anyone could easily confirm her death with absolute certainty. It was the same for all of them. Yeah. Okie doke. They'd probably been like that since last night. And I came back to the room completely ignorant, snuggled under the covers, and fell asleep right next to them. All of them had a horizontal cut across their throats. I'd been forced to see all the way into the depths of those gashes in everyone's throats. Those cuts might have even reached as far as halfway into their necks. If you tried to open one up, you'd probably be able to see that the gash reached all the way to the bone. The only wounds were the single gash on each neck. So if you just cover their necks with your hand, you might be able to persuade yourself that they were merely sleeping. But even so, this frighteningly deep wound was incredibly gruesome. There's no such thing as a clean or dirty ways of killing. All methods of killing are equally brutal. I mean, no? Sure, we get to the same endpoint both ways around, but going feet first into a wood chipper versus I don't know, getting like the fucking cattle bolt gun to the head. I'd probably take the second one on there, but even so, this was incredibly brutal. And there was one more thing which adorned these brutal murders to make them even more unsettling. Drawn very large on the wall was something like an eerie magic circle. It was drawn in bright red paint which looked like blood, making it look as though some disturbing ritual had taken place in this room. The 4 of them offered as human sacrifices. However, none of us were paying it any attention. No one had the heart so cold that they could witness the deaths of those close to them, and still worry about some graffiti on the wall.
おはようございます、皆さん。おや、これは立派な魔法陣で。
Yeah, it's very intricate. A girl who bragged that she drew more pleasure from the process of exposing the truth than from the truth itself, and who went so far as to call herself an intellectual rapist, appeared in the hall. When she saw the extraordinarily creepy magic circle in this gruesome room, I heard what was unmistakably a sigh of admiration escape her lips.
お前は入ってくるんじゃね
さっきから廊下で話を聞かせてもらっています。
Yeah, Ava was kind of screeching like a
お
banshee.
亡くなりになられたのは4人ですか？心よりお悔やみを申し上げます。
On Erica's face. No, that's not it. It was in her eyes. In Erica's eyes, I could see a shameless smile that was hard to describe. She's like, ah, yes, another fresh nut to crack. She found this entertaining. She found the outbreak of a crime entertaining. Yeah, she's one of those fucking true crime podcast freaks. It was like the smile of a kid waiting in the wings at a school play, moments before she was due to come on
え
stage.
すまねえなエリカちゃん取り込み中だ部屋で待っててくれるか
そういうわけには参りません。現場検証は
Mhm.
探偵の権利ですので。
Rules of the universe, bud. Can't go against it.
お前に用はないと言ってんだぜ。部外者はおとなしく引っ込んでろ。
現場検証を妨害する容疑者が犯人であるミステリーが三流というのが私の持論ですね。
お前の都合など知るか。出ていけ。お前なんかお呼びじゃね
エリカちゃん、ほんまにすまんが部屋に戻っててくれんか。今は取り込み中なんや。
Yeah, we don't really need any more pot stirs in the mix. Too many cooks and all that.
どいてください。現場検証できません。
え。もしそれが必要なら俺たちがするし、警察がする。お
Not
前
if
に
you live that long.
みんなの亡骸をさらに恥ずかしめる権利なんかあるわけがねえ。
Except she
探偵
does.
権限。探偵は全ての現場を検証する権利を持つ。そこをどきなさい。後宮バトラー。これは人間側に認められたゲームの正当な権利よ。
Those words, which seemed to be utterly ridiculous at first, were words of power that come from a world much higher than theirs. Balor was thrown back by an unseen power and landed on his butt. Struck silent by Erica's quiet intensity and the bizarre, suffocating atmosphere, nobody was able to prevent her from entering the room. Yeah, it's when the DM busts out the rule book and is like, no, it says right here, this is how it's going to go. And all the player characters just gotta fucking grumble to themselves, being like, why can't we have fun? Why can't you homebrew anything? And, just absolute rules lawyer of a DM says, no, it's on the page, this is how we're doing it. I don't care about you having fun, I want to have my
ご
fun.
安心を。
And my fun is following the book.
死者の尊厳を犯すことが目的ではありませんので、別に喉の切り口なんておぞましいものの私が知りたいのはもっと別のことです。つまりこの殺人を誰が行ったかです。
Now ain't that the real
南條
question?
先生、それから皆さん、特に第一発見者のバトラさん、いろいろとお尋ねしたいことがありますのでご協力をお願いします。
だから何の権限があってだよ。
Again, pointing to the rule book.
私が探偵だからよ。
Balor couldn't argue against this incomprehensible nonsense. No, he wasn't permitted to argue. It was a restriction placed on pieces. Erica summoned Dr. Nanjo and got him to tell her in detail about his preliminary findings. Normally, he wouldn't have spoken of that to an outsider so casually. However, for some reason, The atmosphere around the place had begun to make it feel as though nothing should be hidden from Erica.
さてラムダの第一の番楽しませてもらおうかしら。死体は4つ2つ足りないわ。まあ6人殺す義務もないわけだけど、そういう遊びだしね。
Sure.
あの子空気読める子だから、あと2人もどこかで殺してるに違いないわ。
There's a magic circle on the wall representing the first Twilight, similar to one in Beato's games. Giggle. That girl talks big, and I wonder just how closely she can imitate Beato. Giggle giggle. Ah ha 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 ha. Your Hebrew sure is crappy, Lambda. You got this part slightly wrong.
何これ。
Oh, hey, Mammon, what's up?
どういうこと。どうして魔法陣が。きっとベアトリーチェ様の真似がしたかったのよ。へったくそな魔法陣。
All it's gotta do is look the
真似ど
part.
ころじゃないわよ。人間の誰かがベアトリーチェ様の仕業に見せかけるためにわざわざ書いたんだわ。とにかくベアトリーチェ様に報告を。
ゴールドスミスの秘密を守る仕事だけでもお腹いっぱいなのに迷惑な話ね。
There's more fucking shit for the shit shovelers to shovel. Now ain't that the
で
fucking
も
truth?
全然美しくない殺人だわ。別に密室でもないし不可能犯罪でもない。
Mm-hmm.
こんな無様な殺人ベアトリーチェ様に全然ふさわしくないわ。
フルドエリカ、予期せぬ事件、予期せぬ女、そして19年前の予期せぬ男。気分はバトラーに解かれるし、今回のゲームは普段とまるで違う。
Yep.
何がどうなってるの。 行
I
こう
know,
よ。
it's getting stale.
はい。
Well, at least Goda's having fun. In the kitchen, Goda was preparing a wonderful breakfast at a brisk pace. The main dish would be an herb omelet. Even simple food could be an invigorating feast under Goda's skillful hands. He's planning to complete all the other preparations for the meal here beforehand, and then cook their individual omelet fresh before their eyes in the dining hall, serving them one by one. Oh, sorry to cut your fucking singing off short there, bud. Goda hummed as he continued his preparations in high spirits. When Shannon, who was helping out, saw Goda like this, her mood also brightened. She arranged the salad in a neat little pattern and showed it to Goda.
こんな感じでどうでしょう。トマトの感じがちょっと可愛くなったと思います。
Make a heart with the ranch dressing and give us a moe moe kun.
実に良いですよ。シャノンさんもなかなか分かってまいりましたね。
Nice duet. The two happy people gave each other a high five. Shannon didn't like Goda when he was sneaky, but she had no problems at all with him when he was cooking happily. She sometimes even thought it would have been nice if his contract hadn't included any jobs besides cooking. If that had been the case, he wouldn't have had to get in a bad mood doing unnecessary jobs.
食堂の準備ができましたよ。
Yeah, and quit fucking beefing with Ganon about, looking good and whatnot.
いつでも運べますからね。
もうじきですので、配膳車の準備をお願いします。
Thinking, I yawned. Ugh. Without thinking, even Kumasawa caught Goda's high spirits. The kitchen had a very nice smell and atmosphere about it, truly refreshing for so early in the morning. It's like how in basic training when we were on, what was it, KP duty? When we were cleaning the dishes in the kitchen, we got yelled at for singing Disney songs too loud. I think we were in the middle of, The Lion King, and they came in and yelled at us because we were having too much fun. Then, Kennen came back in the usual bad mood he always had from the moment he woke up. Kennen and Genji were in charge of getting many things ready for the morning, such as opening the curtains. However, Kennen had been alone today, so it had taken much longer than usual.
終わったよ。源氏様は
まだいらっしゃらないの珍しいわね。寝坊されるなんて。
For that he's dead.
あの源氏さんでもお寝坊をね。
親族会議の最中だというのに緊張感に欠けてますね。カノンさん、起こしてきてあげてくれませんか。
He has fucking, whatchamacallit, tenure. He can do whatever he wants.
はい。
寝ぼけまなこの源氏さんってどんな顔なの
The benefits from being on the payroll for so long. Even though Goda had asked her to get the servant cart ready, Gomasawa followed nimbly after Kennen, skillfully skipping work. After Kennen muttered about how Goda was the one who had slept in all the time, he headed for the servants' sleeping quarters.
カノンさんは今朝起こさなかったんですか。
僕は昨夜使用人室でそのまま寝ちゃったんで控室には戻ってないんです。
Last night, Kennen had dozed off while in the middle of his late-night shift, falling asleep in the servant room. Kennen had been kind enough to put a blanket on him, but that had just made it so warm that he fell into an even deeper sleep. So he hadn't returned to his bed in the servants' quarters last night. Because of that, he hadn't met Genji even once this morning. He knocked on the door.
源氏様、カノンです。おはようございます。
あらあら。
Yep, trying to get out of bed, lazy bones.
まだお休みかしら。
失礼します。
That's the rain, you know, it makes it really easy to just stay lulled in sleep. When Kennen was about to open the door, he noticed something strange on the upper part of it. What is that? Duct tape? A small strip of tape was stuck along the frame of the door. Oh god, it's fucking real blurry. I can tell the last part says, like, Burn Castell. But the first part, the top looks like E. It's probably... Okay, it's the first one's E Furudo. The third doesn't look like Lambda Delta, so I don't know what that is. And the third one's Burn Castell. Almost as though it was sealing the door shut. Furthermore, there were small slits made with scissors along the center of the duct tape, so that if you opened it even a slight amount, it would be torn in two. Also written sloppily across it with a fine pen or what appeared to be someone's signature? It was written in a very elaborate and decorative manner, and as if it was their signature, Kennen had no idea whose name was written.
誰かのいたずらです。
わからないけど、こんなの今は気にしててもしょうがない。源氏様、失礼します。
He opened the door, ripping the duct tape. Nothing particular happened when it was ripped, so the strange piece of duct tape was quickly forgotten. The room was dimly lit. The bunk bed's lower bunk still had a lump under the blanket. Apparently, Genji was still sleeping.
おはようございます、源氏様。
源氏さんらしくもない。朝でございますよ。
源氏様。
なんですかこれは。
Just a
なんで
corpse.
すかこれは。
There was a large, dark red stain on the blanket. Though this was one of the servants' blankets, even those were always kept clean. There was no way they would have stained like this. Kennen hesitantly peeled back Genji's blanket, saw what was left of him, and was shocked into silence.
何よこれ。首がすっぱり。やら。
鋭利だ。相当の刃渡りのものでなければ、ここまでの切り口にはできな
I
い。
need good leverage. Also, the neck's real meaty.
どういうことよ。
To get like all the way to the bone, you really gotta go at it.
碑文の謎をバトラが解いたんでしょ。どうして殺人が起こるわけ。
わからん。いずれにせよ、厄介なことになるぞ。 ベアトリーチェ様と夏希様にご報告申し上げた方がいい。
ベルフェは急いでルシネーに報告を。
心得た。
After dashing out, Kumasawa called Goda and Shannon over. Then, this new pair let out screams identical to the first two.
ちょっとゴーダ朝食の準備をサボっちゃダメ。
そんなこと言ってる場合じゃないでしょ。
Just eat those fucking sausage curls in your hair.
2日目の朝食は決して静かに取れやしないってわけだわ。嫌な予感がする。源氏だけで済まないかもしれない。屋敷内を確認するわよ。他にも何か起こっているかもしれない。はい。
Should have one more. Yeah, only one left should be Kraus, yeah? I'm so broken up about Kraus. Natsu sprung awake at the sudden sound of the phone. To Natsu, the fact that she'd woken up was surprising in itself. She had thought she was going to spend the whole night unable to sleep out of fear that mysterious man might come in at any moment. But at some point, she must have fallen asleep. Of course, she still didn't feel rested at all. As she groaned from the dull pain in her head, which hadn't gone away even once since last night, she managed to get out of bed.
おはようございます、夏希様。おはよう。最悪の朝です。ご安心を。誰も部屋へ立ち入ろうとはしませんでした。
Some other rooms around the mansion, however,
不審番をありがとう。
Even so, that didn't mean she had been able to sleep peacefully. The continued ringing of the phone made her headache throb even more strongly.
電話にお出になられた方がよろしいかと。
Yeah, it's plot relevant.
あと、良くないご報告が妹たちから。良くない報告は後にしましょう。先に電話を取ります。
All the backgrounds are so dark and gloomy in the game, it's making me sleepy. Then, she regretted not listening to Lucifer's bad news first. Because she wanted the first thing she heard about on this horrible morning to be, something better than this.
おはよう、母さん。よく眠れた？
The voice told her that this horrible morning, this nightmare, was still not over.
約束は守りましたよ。私はずっと部屋にこもっていました。もちろん電話もしていません。
でも、この電話には出ちゃったよ。
Yeah, well, it's morning now.
それは。
冗談だよ。
Yeah, joke, just a joke.
この電話は母さん思いの僕からのモーニングコールだ。おはよう、母さん。
人はどれだけ苦労すれば。
Natsu gripped the receiver so hard that it creaked. That solid wooden brass receiver?
母さんには席を外してほしかった。
Alright, sure.
おかげで準備が整った。もちろん、主賓は母さん。
何を始めるつもりですか？
それは今日の大丈夫。待たせて。もう始まってる。
Mm-hmm.
そうだ、ちょっと待って。声を聞かせたい人がいる。
There was the sound of the receiver being jolted around. The phone was apparently being passed to someone else, but there was a clunking, clattering noise, as though it was taking a lot of effort to hand the receiver over. Who in the world was he giving the phone to? For when Natsu knew of this man, no matter who he was giving the phone to, it couldn't be good news for her.
これを解け、卑怯者め。あなたなの？解け。
It was, without a doubt, the voice of her husband. However, he didn't respond to Natsu's voice. Perhaps he was bound somewhere in the darkness. Kraus, not realizing that Natsu was the one at the other end of the phone, repeatedly demanded that he be
あん
untied.
たの夫はここにいる。目も耳も塞いでるからね。無事なのは分かってもらえたと思う。
I mean, not really.
何が目的ですか？夫を解放して。
明日には解放するよ。二つ約束を守ってくれればね。
何ですか？
一つは、あんたの夫を僕が預かっていることを秘密にすること。屋敷ではそのうち、クラウスの姿が見えないと騒ぎになるだろうけれど、母さんは何も知らないから何も口出しできない。
Yeah, it's real suspicious, not even being able to give your own alibi because no one can find you after some murders take place.
わかります。もう一つの条件は。
ちょっとだけ今日の昼の1時になったら屋敷の1階の一番手前の客室に入り、クローゼットの中に隠れている。
客室？どうして私がクローゼットの中などに？
ちょっとしたかくれんぼだよ。誰にも見つからずにそこで1時間隠れていることができたら母さんの勝ち。
Alright, that's a bit of a head
もし
scratcher.
誰かに見つかったら母さんの負け。
負けたらどうだというのですか？
別に何もないよ。遊びってそういうもんでしょ。このかくれんぼに付き合ってくれたら明日には夫を解放するよ。
Didn't say you have to win, just that you gotta do it.
その約束本当に守るんでしょうね。
もちろん母さんこそ守ってよ。約束を破れば僕にはすぐにわかる。
Impressive. Just then, there was a sudden, loud knock on the door to Natsu's room. Her heart leapt automatically.
奥様いらっしゃいますか？おはようございます。
We can skip the pleasantries canon.
奥様どうかお目覚めを。
The voices coming through the door were Cannons and Godas. The knock had been wild, and their voices a little shrill. It seemed like something strange had happened, and that they were agitated.
何？どうした？
何でもありません。使用人が来たようです。もう切りますよ。
うん。僕の言いたいことは全部伝えたからね。じゃあ。
Yep, you got your side quest to go do.
破らないでよ。
わかりました。あなたこそ約束を破らないのですよ。
違うね。母さんがそれを決めるんだよ。僕に約束破らせないでね。
You're kind of losing the voice there.
母さん。
今日一日母さんを見てるからね。
You're slipping. You're slipping out of character, Lambda Delta. Black. Lambda Delta slammed the receiver down on the antique phone. Then the phone exploded into bits and changed into a spray of gold, which became a group of gold butterflies and disappeared.
踊ってちょうだいね、夏日。19年前の罪に怯えながらね。私のターンも順調よ。さあ、ベルもど
I
うぞ。
mean, there are some interesting moves.
どうせ無駄なんだろうけど、警察通報を通じて内外の通信可否を
Yeah,
確認。
lines are cut.
外線は使用不能。内線は使えるみたい。台風で船も使用不能。クローズドサークルの出来上がりかしら。
Yeah, it sure is.
おめでとう。これでベルンが完全に探偵に昇格ね。
Police intervention sometimes robs the detective of some of her authority. However, with the construct of the closed circle, the existence of police had been denied forever. From now on, the authority of the detective piece would be completely guaranteed.
はいはい、ありがとう。ごちそうさま。それじゃあ、早速ゲーム開始といこうかしら。
Erica, you're the main character. Now, begin.
現地さんまでかよ。5人も殺されたのか。
はい。
ゲストハウスの4人と全く同じだった。すっぱりとひどく鋭利な刃物で首を。
僕が深夜勤だったのに不審者で気づけないなんて。
自分を責める
Real
んじゃね
sneaky. Yeah, Battler, you slept next to 4 corpses, so
もし犯人と鉢合わせだったら命を落としたら自分だったかもしれねえんだぞ。
その上電話も通じんときた。この天気じゃ船も来にゃえらいことになったで。
yeah, that's one way to put it.
ということは犯人はまだ私たちの身近にいる可能性が高いということだ。
なんですか。台風が過ぎて船が迎えに来るまで私たちは人殺しと一緒にいるというわけですか。
Yeah, something like that.
大丈夫ですとも。こうしてみんなで一緒にいれば犯人だって手出しは。
Oh, Goda, you sweet summer child.
しかもだった。そんな。
私たちみすみす殺されはしないわよ。ジョージの仇を撃ってやるの。許さない。誰が犯人だろうと何が理由だろうと私はジョージの仇を許さない。殺してやるわ。殺してやる。
Maybe don't give Ava a gun this time.
はい。
She seems a little
落語で
unstable.
は十分ですか。クラウスさんはまだお見えにならないのですか。さっきから電話をおかけしているのですがお出にならないのです。
Yeah, and to keep up the kayfabe. Anyone see Kinzo either?
受話器が外れていると。
いいえ、呼び出し音をします。聞こえていないはずはないのですが。
どういうことだ。まさかクラウスおじさん。
Well, there's no body yet, so
やっぱりね。こんな時に不謹慎だけれどもゲストハウスの4人に現時点で5人もう1人いるだろうと予想はしてた。どうしてよ。
well, the Twilights.
どうしてそんなことがわかるのよ。あんたが犯人なの。あんたがジョージを殺したの。
やめなさいエヴァさん。
What? This ain't Beatrice doing it, so don't gotta follow the Twilights.
今はそんなことをしとる場合では。
It's a goddamn free-for-all. Ava got agitated and grabbed at Kyrie. Nanjo stepped in between them, and it grew into a bit of a scuffle. Watching this, Erica smiled condescendingly and shrugged.
でしょうね。ゲストハウスの現場を拝見した時点で6人の犠牲が読めて当然です。4人しか死体がなかったのであとの2人は誰だろうと思っていたくらいなので。
なんでそんなことがわかるのよ。あんたが殺したの。
No.
あんたがジョージを。
It's a bit of a leap of logic there, considering that she was wondering who the other two would be.
よさんかエヴァ。エリカちゃん、キリエさん、なんでそんなことがわかるんや。適当なことは言わんといてや。
簡単な連想よ。ゲストハウスの犯行現場に書かれていた落書きは魔法陣、魔法と殺人から連想するものを考えただけ。
気分か。そうか。第一の番か。
Kinda. This is the Epitaph Murders Redux.
どういうことですか。
いえ、私にもさっぱり。
そういうことか。魔女め。
これはやっぱりベアトリーチェ様の仕業なの。
I mean, not really.
あんたたち何を勝手に分かった風なこと言ってるのよ。私にはさっぱりわからないわよ。
It's okay, Ava. I'm stupid too, and I don't catch on to things easy.
説明なさいよ、誰か。
だからエヴァ、少し落ち着くんや。
They're being hysterical.
そういうことです。あの犯行現場の魔法陣を見た時点でこの殺人が自分の第一の番をなぞった見立て殺人であり、
Also,
犠牲者は6人であることは想像できてい
you
ま
have the
し
script.
た。ただ魔法陣がそこに存在するだけでクルダエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか皆様方。
じゃあ
I mean, don't fucking puff yourself up too much. That was a pretty easy one.
そうだとも決めつけられません。
Yep, no body.
ここに来ないのはクラウスさんだけではありませんよ。もう一人いらっしゃいます。
For just an instant, Natsu's brow furrowed. As she feared, she wouldn't be able to avoid the topic of the study.
親父、おい、誰か書斎には連絡したんだろうな。
もちろんお電話させていただきましたし、ノックもさせていただきました。ですがそのお返事はなく。
当主様はご自身の研究に没頭されておいでです。時に電話を嫌い、受話器を外し、ノックを無視することもあります。
しかし呼び出し音はちゃんと。
Oops.
とにかく主人の無事を確かめる方が先です。主人の寝室へ行きましょう。
Good attempt, Natsu. Natsu stood up in a flurry and dashed out into the corridor. Rudolph and the others immediately chased after her, telling her to wait.
さあさあ、皆さんもご一緒に。
Now, let's make a group field trip out of it.
三流ミステリーも三流スプラッターも単独行動を取る人から死にますよ。はあ、いわんやこのゲームもまたしかり。ベアとってば三流だわ。
Oh, but in third-rate disaster and action movies, it's the one who acts alone who survive, isn't it? Weird. Giggle giggle.
もはや碑文は解かれたというのに、誰が望んでこんな真似を。
Yeah, who is besmirching my good name? The good name of Beatrice the Golden Witch.
ラムダデルタ教の駒と思われる19年前の男とやら。おっと、そんなはずもありません。
Yeah, because there is no man.
これまでのゲームですでにベアとは赤き真実で金像が消えて18人以上は存在しない、そして今回はそれにエリカが1人加わって19人目が存在しないと明言されてる。19年前の男とやらが島に入り込む余地なんて
Just an
ない。
illusion, a ruse.
ならば19年前の男は既存の人間の中の誰かが語っているか。
Outside interference.
さもなく
赤で19人目が許されずとも、そこに19人目を紛れ込ませるなど、わらわならば魔女ならば造作もなくやってのけるがな。
Takes one to know one.
面白くなってきたぞ。もうしばらく様子を見させてもらうとしよう。それにしてもラムダデルタ教にベルンカステル教名、いよいよに我がゲーム版にて好き放題を始めよった。
分かっていてお招きになったのではありませんか。
退屈を嫌うわ。わらわも魔女なれば同じこと。この想定外
Yep,
さ
to be
え
expected.
魔女なれば想定される喜びである。よかろう。受けて立とうぞ。受けて立つのは上等だけど、まずい流れよ。分かってる？
ですが様子見を気取る段階とはやや言い難いかと。
Yeah, it's you know, the brakes on the train don't work and it's starting to go downhill.
分かっておる。
And there's a fucking kitten orphanage at the end of the line.
このまま行けば金像の存在が再び蒸し返される。書斎の結界も長くは持たんな。それだけじゃないわ。
Well, I guess a kitten orphanage would just be an animal shelter now, wouldn't it? You know, not in the strictest sense, but they're basically the same thing.
さらに厄介な展開になるわよ。いい？
It's an animal shelter for disabled kittens and puppies.
1手、2手、3手、詰めて、夏日。
Gap whispered something into Beato's ears. Beato's mouth slowly widened into a crooked smile.
エリカが全員を集めたのはむしろ我らには好都合です。 観測者の及ばぬすべての闇は
Yeah, you may not
我
be
ら悪魔のもの
fighting directly in this anymore, but you still got money on the line.
今を逃しては撃てぬ
Vested interest, so to say.
夏日はキング。動けぬ駒なれど取らせることは許されぬ。先手を取ろう。ここで失すると夏日が詰められる。
No, no, not Nazi. Oh.
頼めるか。
もちろん密室トリックもアリバイもミステリーなんて私がまとめて風穴を開けてあげるわ。任せて。私が始末する。
A pitch black hole opened up in the floor and swallowed up Gap along with the chair she sat in. Then, a hole opened in the ceiling and spat just the chair back out, dropping it back onto its original spot. I gotta scratch up the floor.
厄介なことになりましたな。
なるほどな。ラムダデルタ教にかかってはわらわすらも駒に過ぎぬ。
Well, at least you know where you stand right now.
序盤は駒の損得より展開を急げというかなわぬな、あの御人には。そうはさせぬぞ。夏日はわらわの使える最後の主。
For this game, at least.
このベアトリーチェと契約する限り決して取ることかなわぬ駒と知れ。
This is a weird fragment, Beatrice. Oh god, I almost said Beatrice. Beatrice, don't think too hard about it.
クラウスの部屋は空っぽ、ベッドは空っぽだったけど、それまでの5人の殺害現場と同じでおびただしい血痕が残されていたわ。
But no body.
でも死体はない。ないわね。じゃあ死んでない。ないかもね。
Who knows?
どういうこと？
Oh, what a bunch of cards.
兄さんはどこにいるのよ。
この血まみれのベッ
Man,
ドじゃない
Krauss has a nice room.
考えたくねえがゲストハウスと同様に首を切られて殺されたと考えるのが妥当だろうぜ。
I like the little nook the bed's in.
この出血量では無事を考えるのは難しい。
しかし旦那様はどちらに？
Large amounts of blood stained the bed, but there were no similar marks on the floor of the room. Whether Krauss had run to safety somewhere after being seriously wounded, or whether he'd been killed and carried somewhere, they had no clue where this somewhere was. Man, my brain's just absolutely failing me today, huh? Okay, Krauss, what's to say about you? Went missing from his room on the second floor of the mansion. There were large amounts of blood on the bed, making the situation bear strong resemblance to those other victims. He is the only victim of the first Twilight whose body was never witnessed. Not so he knew. Though Krauss had been sounding far from his best over the phone, he at least hadn't sounded like he was on the brink of death. In other words, these bloodstains had to be a ruse. It might not even be blood. Just what is that man thinking? What is this all for?
なんてこって第一の晩に6人を生贄にっちゅうのか。
Yes, but no.
クラウス兄さんには自分の部屋の扉を施錠する習慣はないの？私たちは今鍵を開けずに入ったわ。
いえ、旦那様にも施錠の習慣が。
当家では奥様のお言いつけ
I
に
mean,
より
it's just been prudent. I mean, even when I'm at home, I still have like the lock on my front and back door. Back door has the bolt on it. Front door has the chain. My fence is locked up, so that way, you know, you can't get through the gate without making an absolute racket.
公共の場所以外は施錠が義務付けられております。
If you tried to vault the fence, odds are it would just break under you and it'd make even more of a racket.
クラウスおじさんの部屋を開けられる鍵はな。
旦那様がお持ちの一本の他にマスターキーが。ああ、鍵がどうこうなんて くだらない論争です。
Okay.
源氏さんがすでに犠牲になっていることをお忘れですか？
Oh, yep, Master Key floating about.
彼のマスターキーは紛失しています。ですから今やこの屋敷のすべての鍵は意味をなしません。つまらないですね。つまりこの屋敷には密室殺人は今までもこれからも存在しないということです。やれやれ、退屈なミステリーになりました。
Erica laughed off this murder and disappearment. This murder and disappointment, as though it was something she was watching on TV. I can't understand her. Why is her world so different from ours? It's almost like she's a being from another dimension. Ha 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 ha.
こんな風に。
そうジョージと同じに首を
ジェシカ。
Big old, what is it? Well, I guess it depends on the time frame. Is it Sicilian necktie, Colombian necktie?
ジェシカに合わせて。
Now, the one where they slit your throat and then pull your tongue through the gash.
私、ジェシカの顔さえ見てないんです。ジェシカ。ジェシカ。
待ちや、ナジーさん。まだ犯人が近くに潜んでいるかもしれない。一人にさせるのは危険だ。
Nazi flew out of the room and dashed towards the guest house this time. It was only natural. After all, she still hadn't even seen Jessica's last face. Everyone probably thought that was the reason. Of course, that was at least half of what was on Nazi's mind. The other half was her desire to shift their attention away from the study. Strange crimes had occurred, the gold had been discovered, and some relatives have even recommended Battler to be the next head. Even in these twisted circumstances, she had to protect Kinzo's secret. Ah, my head. It's gonna split from this pain. Let it burst this very moment, burst open like a balsam flower. Then I won't have to suffer any longer.
では皆さん、
I mean, you could just do it yourself, but you're a little bit of a coward.
夏日さんのためにも一度ゲストハウスへ戻りましょうか。死に顔を見たって何かが進展するわけではありませんが。
お前には心ってね
Nope.
えのか。
心？なんですかそれ。
Does it taste good? Seeing her daughter's dead face wouldn't bring Jessica back to life, nor would it heal Nazi's anguish. On the contrary, she would probably wail, wasting a considerable amount of time before being able to think properly again. That probably summed up Erica's screwed up argument. Seeing her dead face won't advance the story?
進展するのよね、それが。ベアとの駒たちが面白い変化をもたらしてくれたわ。
Nazi flew into the cousin's room on the upper floor of the guest house, and was struck dumb by the blood-stained beds and the eerie magic circle, which looked like it might have been drawn with the victim's blood.
ジェシカはどこです？ジェシカ！
そこのベッドに。
ベッド？どこに？
ジョージはどこなの？
Someone absconded with the bodies.
おいおい、こりゃどう。
この部屋はちゃんと施錠していきましたよね。これで犯人がマスターキーを持つことが確実となりました。またしても私の推理通り。
そんなことはどうでもいい。どこに行ったんだ。みんなのジョージの兄貴たちの遺体はどこに行ったんだ。
they despawned to ease up the load on the server.
面白い真似を。
さあさあ、ほらほら魔法よ。ベアとのとこのカープが魔法で死体をどこかへ隠しちゃったわ。
私たちは全員で一緒に行動していた。だから全員にアリバイがある。
あなたの推理はこうでしょ。実は4人は死んでなくて死んだふりだった。それでみんながいない間にどこかへ身を潜めた。
正解かしら。
誰の死亡宣言をも赤では出す気ない
That doesn't make it too easy.
当然よ。ベアとのパーと違って私は緑に赤をサービスしたりしないわ。
なら喜んで青き真実を使わせてもらうわ。この程度のこといくらでも抜け道は思いつくもの。
Alright, let's hear your spin on it, Burn. Oh, fucking bump the pop filter.
はいはい、どうぞ。青き真実タイム。
バチバチ
まず考
バチバチ。
えられる一つ目、実は犠牲者は死んでいなかった。死んだふりをしていてこっそりどこかに隠れたのよ。
That's the easy one.
何しろあんたは
Just some
誰も
some
死亡
fancy
について
makeup.
も赤き真実で宣言してないものね。
たとえ傷口ばっかり
Bit
見
of
せら
a
れてるけど
visual
赤
illusion.
くなきゃそうくるわよね。基本よね。でもダメよ。赤き真実なんてサービスしないわよ。何しろゲームの最後10月5日24時にちょいと1箇所否定すればいいんだもんね。ああ、魔女側は有利だわ。バカバトルならこれで終わるところでしょうけどペルーも違うわよね。
当然よ。こんなのは誰
I
も
mean,
が
well,
思いつくくだらないよ。
Beatrice was playing more for like the enjoyment of the game, and you're playing just to win. If we're gonna make that comparison.
まだ続けるわよ。二つ目、遺体はクラウスが運んで隠した。クラウスはあんたがさらってどこかに監禁されてるように演出
He's
されて
really
るけ
an
ど
accomplice.
実際はフリーなのかもしれない。クラウスにアリバイはないわ。クラウスが彼らの死体を隠したのよ。
ああ、そう
And
よ
being
ね。
missing and not part of the group, he has free range to do whatever, and no one can really pin him back to him.
赤き真実でクラウスの監禁を宣言したわけじゃないものね。言うもんね。敵を騙すには味方から。夏日に自分が囚われてるように嘘をついたっと。他には
三つ目、そもそも死体が別人。
Alright?
犠牲者そっくりの身代わり死体よ。ジョージたちは最初から隠れていて、その後に身代わり死体を片付けた。死体は最初から死んでるから島の人数にはカウントされない。
Sure, they showed up to the island on ice.
何それ、超イカす。つまりあれだけの人間が寄ってたかって死に顔を見て全員が全員身代わりの死体を見抜けなかったと。
Well, they were a little distracted by the fact that they're dead.
赤き真実をあんたが行使しない以上、全員が全員遺体の身元確認を誤認した可能性だってあるわ。あんたに
Man, we're
誰
playing
も
fucking
人
real
物を
fast
誤
and
認
loose here.
しないって復唱要求に応える気があるなら直ちに引っ込めるけど。
嫌ですよーだ。そんな挑発には乗らないわよ。赤き真実
Yeah,
はね、
Lambda Delta is
も
too
ったいない
smart
から
for
効
you,
果的な
Burn.
のよ。たくさんの青き真実の中からたった一つだけを選び赤で叩き切る。
Probably still smarter than me, though.
そしてその他全ての青き真実はそれが正しかったのかどうかも明かされないまま闇に葬られて消える。その闇こそ魔女の世界。あんたに与えられる真実なんて何も存在しない。
この子バカそうなふりしてなかなかだわ。決して挑発に乗りやしない魔女の闇ってもんが何か本当のゲームマスターのベンティよりよっぽど理解してるじゃない。そしてどうやらガー
Yeah,
ドもそれを
willing
よ
to
く
play
理解して
real
る
dirty.
この死体消失の一手、ラムダとベアとの双方にとってなかなか有効だよ。とりあえず私も死体消失について重い一つの謎に対し3つの青き薬
Not bad.
だから3つのうち1つを否定すればいいわけじゃない。3つのくさびを全て抜かない限り、この謎は貫かれている。それが魔女狩りの鉄則。くさびは1本じゃ全然足りない。くさび1本で死んでくれるのは吸血鬼程度。魔女に比べ
I mean, to be
て
fair,
吸血鬼なんて
I'm pretty sure
頻繁
I
に
would die too if someone stuck a stake through my heart. Like, don't see what that has to do with vampires.
本物の魔女
It's like I don't think I'm a
くさびで
vampire,
めった刺し
but
にし
yeah,
な
that
き
would
ゃ
kill me.
死なないのよ。殺し屋だってそうでしょ。
殺し屋が綺麗に一発の弾丸だけで相手を殺すなんて、本当の殺し屋なら弾倉が空になるまで全弾ぶち込むわ。あんただってそうするでしょ。
Either that or, you know, just car bomb you.
無論私も。でもこんなの
That's what really happened. The Provos are on the island, and the Ushiromiya family is just a big donor to Thatcher's campaign.
彼らの死亡宣言とクラウスの無実。
Well, hold on. It's 86. Yeah, Thatcher should still be in office for 86, right? 1986 British Prime Minister. Yeah, it was Thatcher.
この辺をちょいちょいと赤で語るだけで、私のくさびは3本とも抜けてしまう。
Yeah, the Ushirimiyas are all secretly Protestant and supporting Northern Ireland.
まあ、それでいいんだけどね。赤き真実が出てきたら、それに合わせて再び青きくさびでめった刺しにしてやるだけのこと。それが魔女のゲームの進め方。ああ、楽しい。バトラのまどろっこしい戦いにずっとイライラしてきたから本当に楽しい。ええ、分かってるよ。
It's definitely moving a little quick this time.
こんなの第一の番の最初の最初。
You've just like zip tied the gas pedal down.
前哨戦でしょ。そうでなくっちゃ。あんたをボロボロに負けさせて、悔し泣きさせて、床を這いつくばらせてかきむしらせて、その可愛らしい髪の毛を掴んで床になすりつけながら笑い転げる楽しみが薄れちゃうもの。
You two just have a really interesting relationship. Are the gays okay? Like, you two just do you, girls, but like, you know, don't kind of drag everyone else into it. You know, they're not consenting to this. The servants' quarters in the mansion had once again gone silent. There lay Genji's body, which had been covered completely with a blanket. In the ceiling of this cramped room, a pitch-black hole appeared, captivating legs spouted out, and gap floated downwards.
ごめんね、ゲンジ。そこでゆっくり永眠してたいだろうけど、そういうわけにはいかない。
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking scrape him off his nice comfy bed.
後宮家の最後の大衆、夏日に死してなお奉公するために、ここから消えてちょうだい。
Gap stripped the blanket as she said this to Genji, who was sleeping peacefully. Then she stared into the deep wound in his neck.
見事な切り口じゃない？まさに一刀で切ったのね。こんな真似ができるやつが権限しているの。
No, you know, just sawing at it with a knife, just one little.
これが可能な心当たりのあるやつに、ろくなやつがいないわ。
Goes without saying, but witches are capable of summoning beings with a strength proportional to their own rank. The great Lady Lambda Delta called that being here as a trump card 19th person. As a trump card 19th person, okay. Even optimistically speaking, this is on par with Ronove and me. Pitch black hole opened in the bed, and Genji disappeared as though the bed had swallowed him up. Just like the four in the guest house, Genji's corpse was hidden in some unknown place. It was a place that no one could find, located neither within this world nor the next. No longer would anyone be able to find their bodies. No longer would anyone be able to confirm their deaths. Genji's body was carried to that place of endless silence, where it would neither be disturbed. Where it would never be disturbed? I think it said never. And I just can't read. Yeah.
行方不明扱いとは、犯人と疑われ、同時に犠牲者とも疑われる。
Just dumped them in the back rooms.
開かれることの決してない猫箱の中の暗闇こそ、我ら悪魔と魔女の住みか。言って遅かったわね。
名探偵さん。
Gap licked her lips and swallowed. Got that throaty sound on the
どうし
mic.
てガープ様は死体を隠して回るのかしら。
知らない。
Yeah, she doesn't seem like a very rational person now, does she?
でもガープ様ってなんかかっこいいよね。なんていうのか惚れるわ。
バカ言ってんじゃないわよ。見張りはどうしたの？人間たちがゲストハウスから戻ってくるわよ。
ガープ様。
Yeah, chop chop.
ええ、退散するわよ。これでなんとか夏日に逃げ道を作れたはず。
Gap jumped out into a pitch black hole which had opened near her feet. Memon shouted, "I'm going too," and jumped in. Followed by Asmo, who said, me too, and hopped in giggling. Well, at least they're having fun. As Satan hesitated over what to do, the hole closed.
煉獄の七姉妹ともあろうものが、子供みたい。
Hey man, it's fun playing with portals.
バカみたい。
Satan went bright red and got angry all by herself, and then turned into gold butterflies and disappeared.
ガープが5人の死体を無事に移動させたようです。
ご苦労であった。しかし次が厄介であるぞ。
現時の死体の消失に多少は驚くでしょうが、彼らの次の関心は再び金蔵の書斎に向くでしょう。
Yeah, smooth over that one easy, you know. The other four went missing, not unsurprising that, you know, when we were gone over here, they fucking snatched his body too.
書斎の鍵は2本。夏日が全て所持していて幸運であったな。もし現時に1本を預けたままであったなら、それは今頃ラムダデルタ教の手に落ちていたであろう。
どうやらラムダデルタ教は金蔵の死を隠すつもりはさらさらないようですな。お嬢様が築き上げてきた堀も塔も城壁も全て見捨てて戦われるつもり。
Well, if you can't siege a castle, just go around it.
おかしな三角対決になったものよ。我らはそれぞれが敵で、
Especially when that castle is
時
a
に
bit
意
of
図
a
せ
paper
ずして
tiger.
連携しておる。三つどもえが2対1になったかと思えば、逆に1対2にもなる。ほらあれだ、中国のバトルロイヤル、三国志とやらに似てるとは思わんか？
You mean Romance of the Three Kingdoms? Sure.
天下3分の計ですな。お嬢様に
I'm
して
sure
は
I'll
随
get into
分
that
と
in my
高
course
尚な
soon
例えですよ。
We just completely skimmed over, at least for where I am. Because right now we're doing broad strokes Chinese history. Went fucking end of the Han, 3 fucking the Warring States, you know, fucking Romance of the Three Kingdoms, all that. Oh god, then it went like into the Sui and then fell again, and then it was fucking you heard the fucking 3 states period. How about the 16 state period? Jesus Christ. Lots of things. China's fucking held together with bubblegum and duct tape.
三国志って3つ国があったではないか。義と呉と蜀だったか？まるでわらわたちであるな。はて、最後に勝ったのはどの国であったか？
It was Wei, I think.
最後に統一したのは秦です。お嬢様のおっしゃられる三国は全て滅びました。
Well, yeah, because, you know, internal, you know, machinations, but...
ほう、これは知らなかった。てっきり三国のどれかが勝者になったとばかり。義が圧倒的に優勢だったのではないか？
帝位を腹心に奪われ、
Yeah.
国を乗っ取られて滅びました。
The Sima clan, a noble family of, oh god. Cao Cao? Tao Tao? I can never remember how to pronounce his name, so I'm just gonna say Cao Cao and be wrong, and know I'm wrong. Invited in as advisors, eventually gained control in a power struggle and took over the country.
参謀として招き、乗っ取られるか。
面白いぞ。
Yeah, you seen some parallels there, Beatrice?
ラムダデルタ共鳴。
失礼いたします。人間たちは使用人控え室にて現時の死体消失を確認。ゴールドスミス卿の書斎に移動を開始しました。
リーチェ、来るわよ。来るがいい。人間どもに。絶対と奇跡の
Just
魔
gonna
女。
take on all challengers? This is a three-way fight. Then the three sides are the humans, the witches, and what are we? If the object of our protection is Kinzo's
我
illusion,
らは幻。
alrighty. And with that, that is where we're gonna end it here for today. I did want to make it a little bit of a longer one, because I did miss yesterday, and also, yeah, that was really the only reason. But as you can tell, yeah, I ain't feeling it. I need to go to bed. I'm tired. Writing a bunch last night completely sapped my brain. And you don't want to listen to me. I know it. I know you don't. You're not here for me. You're here for the story. I know how it is. Don't worry. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to listen to me either. It's okay. It's okay. I understand. But in case that's not the case, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. See you guys all next time, where I'll be get some sleep and probably, hopefully, record a little long. You know, maybe get us to like a 2 hour, 2.5 hour part. No promises though. I can't promise anything. And even if I did, I would just break it anyway. Catch you guys later. Bye.